He took three of those things and died, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Just want to say a few words. It's not going to be long. Concerning a friend of mine that had passed. And I'm talking about, friendship in the world that go back to when I was, we were like 11 years old. I believe he was 12. And there was another two friends. There was the four of us that were real close. All of them is in the spirit world. And he was the last one. The last time I spoke to him, he said, yeah, we're the only two left. And he just passed by taking three of those things. And now he wasn't living. I didn't see him every day because he had moved. Anyway, he, years. When I knew him, I'm talking about years ago. We're talking about damn near 50 years. And he moved. I believe he went to the military. And he lived down south, and but his mother lives up here. So he would kind of come by to see his mother, and maybe like once every couple of years. And I would run into him. So I ran into him in the last 20 years. I ran into him 3 times in the last 20 years, I would say. I remember seeing him actually homeless. I believe this was in the Bronx, if I'm not mistaken. He was homeless. You can see somebody from a distance and see that it's him. And I was working, so I couldn't really stop, but I saw him from a distance. Oh, that's what's his name? Then I saw him again, maybe 3 years later. He was home. Like I said, he was homeless. He was in and out of shelters. And he was doing bad. So when I would see him, I would give him a couple of dollars. Well, I gave him, I believe, $5. And the last time I saw him was not even a month ago. And there was some police. There was a EMS van, truck. Then there was police. And they were inside of a restaurant. So I'm trying to look to see what's going on. And then the officer comes to me with my friend. And, he says, do you know this guy? He says, he knows you. And I said, yeah. I said, we're childhood friends. And the police wanted to take him just to check him. Check his blood pressure, his vital signs. They wasn't going to arrest him. So he said, no, they're going to arrest me. I said, no, they ain't going to arrest you. And basically what the officer said, which was a Jake. He had a Jake officer and a officer that appeared to be an Edomite, but they were both cool. They were both cool. And you can look in their eyes and see that they were like concerned about him. So I said, well, look, let me take him. Well, I was working. I said, I'm working. I can't do nothing. And I said, fuck it. Let me go help this guy. And so I said, get in the car. I'm gonna take you, to your mother's. So we're driving, and the first thing he said, he had his head down, and he said, those things messed me up. Those things messed me up. I should have never took those things. And he said that, oh, and then I said, well, that was the spirit. I said, because I wasn't going to go over here to this place. I was going to go home. But the spirit made me go to that particular place. It was a restaurant. And I said, well, that was a spirit that I ran into you. And he kept saying, those things messed me up. Those things messed me up. So I dropped him off. I gave him $20, 2 tens. You know, I believe I hugged him. I said, yeah, you know, get well, man, you know. And about 2 weeks later, his mother, I ran into his mother. His mother said that he was missing. And then come to find out that he dropped, you know, he died. He, you know, transitioned, went to the spirit world. And I ran into her again, and she said, he, you know, he passed, you know, but he was in the hospital because he was feeling bad. He went to the hospital because he felt bad, and it was from the 3 things. And I was kind of relieved at it because he was doing bad anyway. I said, well, he's in the spirit world now. You know, he's good. And I told her that. I said, he's good now. And then it kind of put a smile on her face. And that was it. Like I said, I ran into her yesterday. And she said, well, when you picked him up and dropped him off, he passed 2 days after. I believe she said 2 days after. So it was a spirit working out where I saw him for the last time. But I'm going to say this again before closing. That the first thing he said when he got in my car, the first thing he said, he spoke about those 3 things that they gave him. And if you're saying, what do you mean by 3? What 3 things are you talking about? Well, if you got that question, you need you're in the wrong place. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.